What's up guys, Chad here with Tech in the Wild. Today we're testing out the DJI Matrice 4E and its 3D mapping process. We'll start with the Oblique 2D mapping, see how it feeds into the smart 3D capture, then load it onto the computer in DJI Terra and check out the final 3D model result. There's a lot to show, so let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is the smart 3D capture with just the stock Matrice 4E capabilities. So I'm going to turn the controller on, turn the drone on. So we got the Matrice 4E connected. I'm going to enter camera view, check out all my stock settings, they look good. Got my connection here. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is go into routes up here on the top left. We're going to create a new route. We want the area route. Then it's going to have you draw a picture around the property line. So I'm not going to do my exact property, just something kind of close. And you can see this thing's pretty touchy. You can hit the plus sign and then drag that. Put another one here. So we'll call that good enough. Once I'm good with that, I hit this blue check mark up on the top left. Verify my aircraft model and camera. So we want to do an oblique collection. Smart oblique is on. We also want local mapping. We want this to map locally on the controller so that we can use that for the 3D model. So I'll turn that on. Right now the altitude's all the way up at 610. I like to be closer to about 150. So we'll go about right there. Now the angle, typically I think you want to be parallel to the structure. And since we're getting in the house, I'm going to go about right like that. Okay. Advance the side overlap. You want around 80. Frontal overlaps at 80. I think we're good there. The speed, I like to keep it a little slower. These things will go really fast. So, I mean, that's just the takeoff speed, but still I keep it a little slower. Review all these settings. Let's do the takeoff altitude to about 90 just to be safe. I've got trees here. Gimbal angles at 45, you want them between 35 and 45, so let's go down to about 40. All right. I'm pretty happy with that. So now we'll click the save icon on the top left. Saving that, we're ready to fly it. Again, just double checking all my settings. Now we're going to upload the flight mission down here on the bottom right. Good to go. Start that. And now we're off. So before we can do the 3D capture, we got to wait for that local mapping progress to finish. You can see we're at 68% right now. So we just need to let that finish. And then once it's done, we'll be able to use it for our 3D capture. So we'll wait for this to finish and then we'll move on to the next step. And be patient with this. Sometimes it hangs up and it's slow. One time I waited almost 20 minutes and I just gave up and I remapped the whole thing again just to see it hang up again. And then finally it made it through. That is frustrating, especially if you're on a job, you're in a hurry. I think it helps too, don't move on to any other things. Let that mapping finish. I don't know if messing with anything will mess up the computing and slow it down, but yeah, that's all I got. Just be patient. 73%. So keep in mind, the lower you fly and the tighter your lines are, or your overlap, the bigger that map's gonna be, and so it's gonna go a lot slower. Since I was about 150 and I kept my lines a little tighter, there's a lot more to process here, so that's why it's going so slow. I'm at 10 minutes and I'm only at 77%, and if you don't need the detail, which I probably really didn't, what I'm more concerned about is the trees. I've got so many trees around my house, I want to make sure I get all those angles, so when it does the 3D mapping, it knows where all those are. But if you're doing something relatively flat and it's just a single building, you can go even higher, space those out a little bit more as long as you're getting good angles on both sides of the structure. But we'll just let this keep going and wait for it to be done. All right, so our mapping's finally done. So now the next step, we're gonna go into routes again on the top left. We're gonna create a new one. You can see the one we just did, that create area route, but we're gonna add another one. And all the way at the bottom, you'll see the smart 3D capture. Now I've got plan flight route by auto exploration because I had the Manifold 3 installed before. If you've never installed that, you're not gonna see that, but we'll ignore that one for now. We wanna go into plan flight route using the local modes. That's that local mapping we just made. And you can see on the top there it is. So I'm gonna select that. And down on the bottom, you can see that virtual space opened up, and you can see if you go in too far, it kind of messes it up. But you can see this rough model that it generated. So now it says tap on the model to draw a mapping area. We basically just want to map around the house. And since I can't zoom in very well, this can be difficult, but I'll just create a basic rectangle around the house there. This thing's really touchy. All right, so I'm good with that. I'm gonna click the blue check mark. I'm gonna say okay. Review all these settings. I want it to go fairly slow, so I'm gonna slow it down just a little bit, about 4 miles an hour. On these overlaps, we want to be 70 to 80, so I'm just gonna keep it at 70. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to slow the takeoff speed just a little bit. Go about 20. All right, I'm good with that, so we're going to save it. And just like the other route, once we hit the play button, it'll start. We're going to review all of our flying data. I'm good with that. Upload the mission. And once I hit start, off it goes. See, since it's got some of that 3D data, it knows where those trees are. I've got the propeller guards on just in case, especially in the fall. Sometimes it can miss some of those branches because there's no leaves, so it's too thin to see. But so far it looks like we're doing all right. looks like we got a couple more photos and it's almost done. So we'll head back to the front yard. This obviously isn't perfect. I've got a lot of trees in the way. Things like underneath my deck here, it can't really get down in there. So if you want to take additional pictures manually, you can. And when we get to the building the 3D model part, you can include those photos. Just keep in mind it needs to be the same distance that this flew. Otherwise it's going to have a hard time trying to stitch those together. After you've connected your Matrice 4E to your Windows PC or laptop, you should see it as an external USB drive. We're going to open that up and then select the DCIM folder. Here you'll see the two projects I did earlier. First, the Oblique 2D flyover that mapped my whole property, and then the Smart 3D mapping we did right after that. And then find a folder on our local drive to move them to. I already have a folder on my D drive I've copied some previous projects onto. Create a new folder. We'll call this one YouTube Test. Now paste those folders into this new folder. As you can see, this was a pretty large job at almost 9 gigabytes. Now we can eject the drone drive since we no longer need it connected, and we can shut the drone off. Next, we'll open up DJI Terra if you don't already have it running. You can download this off of DJI's website. I'll leave a link in the description. For new users, the first year is free, but after that it has a hefty subscription at around $1,700 a year or $4,800 for a permanent license, at least at the time of this recording. Now we'll click Create Project down on the bottom left, and then choose Visible Light. We'll name the project with the YouTube Test again. Pay attention to the folder it will save in so you can find it later, then click OK. So let's click the Select Folder option on the top right here. Then we'll use the browser to find those two folders we just copied to our local drive from the drone. You can just choose the parent folder and click Select Folder. Now you can see the photos were loaded and showing as circles on the map. You can see the Oblique 2D photos in the straight lines across the property, and then the Smart 3D photos spiraling around the house. On the template dropdown, we want Rapid 3D Reconstruction if it isn't already selected. You can see some of the other options here. If you just wanted to stitch the Oblique 2D photos together to make one very large and detailed photo of a property, you can select 2D Map On. But for this example, we'll go with the 3D Mesh. We'll leave the computation method at its default, and I'll leave the quality at medium so it runs a bit quicker. And for file format, I like to add OBJ in case I want to view or edit in an OBJ editor like the free software Blender 5.0, but that's a whole nother video. And actually, let's change the quality to high, that way I can show you the best result for this project. It'll take forever, but luckily with editing, you won't have to wait. Now we'll click Start Reconstruction on the bottom right, and wait for it to be done. After over 2.5 hours, it's finally done. You can see the 2D Oblique gave detail to my field and some blotches outside of that. Plenty of detail on the house, even the hard to see area between the house and the garage. The backyard, as expected, doesn't look great as the trees kept it from getting a clear image, so you see a lot of the tree detail embedded into the house. I've tried taking separate photos manually, but the images were just too close and it didn't change anything. I like the detail here. If you're doing roof inspections, this is pretty impressive. Now I know I need to clean my gutters out before spring hits. I have my Starlink here. And even the antenna for the Yarbo robot mower came out pretty good, especially as small as the piping is. So this Matrice 4E cost me about $5,800. The kit included an extra battery and a 256 gigabyte SanDisk micro SD card. When it comes to aerial 3D mapping, this is probably DJI's newest but cheapest option. You could go with the Mavic 3 Enterprise, but then you aren't getting the 5-directional oblique capture that the Matrice 4E has. But if you don't need larger, more detailed jobs, the Mavic 3E is a cheaper option. The Manifold 3 cost me about $1,800, and it took about a month to get here to me in the States. I had planned on showcasing the Manifold 3, but I ran into some issues getting the Smart 3D Explorer to work. I kept getting a map not valid, wait for ambient light error message. I did get it to run one time while I wasn't filming, but the outcome wasn't much different from the stock Smart 3D capture. So, for the Manifold 3, if a smarter 3D mapping experience is what you're looking for, I don't think that was what it was made for. The Matrice 4E already does relatively easy and great 3D mapping on its own. I still don't know why the Manifold 3 was erroring out for the Smart 3D Explorer, but I've got a ticket open with DJI and I'll share those findings if I come to a resolution. If you've experienced this and you found a fix, drop it in the comments or just hit me up and we'll share those with the community. For the Smart 3D Explorer, I tried about 10 different fixes, all the recommendations from ChatGPT, Google, Reddit, but nothing helped. And I'll list those down in the description as well. Where the Manifold 3 does shine is using its onboard computing and SDK automation, like custom AI detection, trigger-based actions, and building push-button workflows that generate reports and deliverables for real jobs. So I'll round back in a later video when I get into that. For this project, it was a total time of about 3.5 hours for the stock 3D mapping. And I would recommend getting propeller guards if you've got a lot of trees, especially in the fall. I got these here, I'll put them down in the description below. They're pretty simple. I did a 3D mapping at my buddy Connor's house and the drone ended up flying into one of the trees, and luckily with those propeller guards on, it minimized the damage and the drone was able to restabilize and continue the flight. If you're looking to get into 3D mapping or you're just a drone enthusiast, I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching if you made it this far, and we'll see you next time. If you like this video, hit that like button and click subscribe. Click the bell icon so you can be notified every Sunday when we release new videos. And as always, thanks for watching.